countess of our dear country. My name is Melvin Stewart. I'm on your bumper show this afternoon, aiding the man Jala Griffield, who is on the little national duty. This is a platform set for you to listen to people of relevance, people from different sectors in life, both from private and public sectors. We bring them on board to discuss issues that are good for your growth and the wonders of Liberia. So it's never a mistake to always keep listening to ELBC Radio. My name is Melvin Stewart once more. Guess what? We have a lot of good things to talk about this afternoon on the Bumper Show. Coming very shortly, we will have in studio. Already, we have one of them. She's the chair. But she will introduce herself and the organization. You are aware we are approaching elections, so there is no time to joke. People are moving around, doing all their best to ensure that, yes, of course, their candidates or their aspirants are given the chances of becoming their interest in these upcoming elections. What's about it? It's about democratically practicing our democratic franchise. I laugh because I love Liberia. So today we will have in studio Olive Robertson, a very young woman of substance, woman of virtue. She's from the first time voter anchor. You know, the first time voters have taken over the stage more than those that have been voting way back 1997. So you see them now, they're all around the place because they've seen some good things being done. So they want to get themselves involved into politics. Not just politics, but democratically participatory process. So what's about it? It's their rights. Let them practice their rights. It's part of our constitutional responsibility of this country. So Olive Robertson is going to be aided here by one of her associates. Very soon as the president steps in, we will get them on. So wherever you are, good afternoon and welcome. My name is Melvin Stewart once more, and it's always a wonderful time having you. Damawa for fine, the one who sets the camera on the faces of our people whenever they appear here. She's on the camera this afternoon. So across Liberia, Damawa is the one bringing you live everything here on the Facebook, LMTV. So let's take this break and we'll come back. Then we'll let you know what we are about to do. You know, independence is right here. I don't know how many hours now. And tomorrow we will be all around the place. Let's be peaceful. 99.9 FM, the radio service of the Liberia Broadcasting System. Let me welcome our guest. And of course, Olive Robertson, let me welcome you to this platform this afternoon.
Thank you so much.
Please introduce yourself and tell us the organization you come from before we get to your fellow young man there.
So I'd like to say thank you so much for this opportunity to be here in studio with you this hour. My name is Olive Josephine Robertson, and I also like to say a pleasant good afternoon to your listeners out there. And right here in studio, I am the chairperson of the National Reform Youth of CDC, also a first-time voter within the Republic of Liberia. And it is a pleasure being on this show this hour. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Great. Okay, let me hear from your colleague. Okay. Please just press that red. Yeah, it's okay. Just go ahead.
Thank you so much. My name is Ford Benvin Kamar. and I happen to be the vice chair for mobilization and recruitment of the Indomitable National Reform CDC.
Great. Okay, let me start with the chairperson, Olive Robertson. Olive, give us a background of your institution.
Okay, so thank you so much for asking me to tell you about the reform youth of CDC. You know, this dream came about when I, as a young person, right, sat down one day and decided to take a survey within the Republic of Liberia, especially diving into the body politic of this country, right? You know, over the years, it is perceived and it has been believed by many people that young people cannot do things based on their conviction, cannot do things because they envision real change. That young people cannot do things because of commitment and sincerity. Rather, young people can be moved by the love of money to dive into politics, right? Everybody wants what they can get, maybe in cash or in whatsoever quantity, so that they can support an individual. But then I, as a young person, right, looking at the lifestyle of George Weah, looking at how his term in office as president of this republic has brought tremendous change, right? Has brought relevance to young people in this country. I thought it wise that as a young person cannot sit around the fence and always say that, yes, I'm a sedition, but there should be a need that I recruit and mobilize mankind. There should be a need that I also go out there and speak to the minds and consciences of young people, because in this country, young people, once upon a time, we were considered as nothing, especially if you are not from a background that is most suitable and of certain standard in society. People will not look up to you. People will feel that you have nothing to offer. But here is a man called George Weah, who since his ascendancy to the presidency, he is not saying that young people are the future leaders. No, he is not using the future tense anymore, right, to give young people credence. But he is saying, young people, you future leaders, this is your time.
Olive, you will speak more. How did you come into being?
I'm getting the bad bias here. But anyway, but I want to lay the genesis, right? Because there is something more deeper, because people will think that, but why should a young girl like Olive want to dive desperately into politics? Of course, she should have chosen all a lifestyle, right? But why would she want to go into politics at this extent? So I want them to understand, right, in a segmented format, why Olive is into politics and driving on this level. So I believe that people of my caliber, people of my kind, right, have more to offer, especially since we young people like myself are from a background that is not suitable, are from a background where our parents have to struggle, our parents have to suffer to get us into high schools, our parents have to suffer to provide ends and living means for us. We thought it wise that the CDC, right, is the only way forward that our life can be transformed. So that is why I decided to form young people, right, under the umbrella of the National Reform Youth. As reformers, you obviously know that these are people whose minds are going to be transformed. These are people whose minds are going to be renewed. These are people whose minds are going to be in place on positive things, right? Where they will not support individuals because they want to achieve something, but they will support people who they believe that have this country at heart, people who they believe that can deliver tangibles. And this
Olive, we will come to you. Olive, we will come to you. Let me get to your colleague. How you doing, sir?
I'm good.
Please introduce yourself once more.
Okay, thank you once again for the opportunity. And I'm Fole Benivone Kamara, and I'm the vice chair for mobilization and recruitment of the National Reform Youth CDC under the umbrella of the Revolutionary National Youth League.
Of the CDC?
Yeah.
Okay. As a young man, what did you see to have brought you on board to support a political party at a very young age?
All right, so first stage, let's look at the name, the National Reform Youth alone can tell you exactly why we are into politics, because we are trying to reform the young people mind, the mindset that they have that they can only benefit through selling a vote or doing something extra mass into politics. But we as reformers, we otherwise that we have to strategically form a team where we'll change our mindset that you don't have to sell your vote before you benefit from politics. You have to involve, you have to put yourself in the forefront so that at least at the end of the day you can have a better benefit from other politics. And we are not just supporting CDC because we see the president have a park or military or other stuff or Emerald Hospital. No, because we see our future within the CDC, and we are not only supporting CDC because of President George Manawia, because we understand that the young people of this country constitute a higher percentage, and with the CDC, our future will be brighter than what we have today.
That's why you envisage as a young man.
For sure.
Okay, when was the last time you voted? Did you vote? Have you voted before in national elections?
Yeah, I've voted
When was that?
in 2017.
Okay, your first time voting, right?
Yeah.
And now, and this is your second time coming to participate in electoral process to go and vote. How was it? Your first time, your entry to politics to go and vote for somebody?
Okay, so my first time, was like strange, not even know what I'm into, as a young person, just growing up and then trying to do or make a decision for your entire country. So like very tough for me at that moment, but I never did that because I see the CDC and President George Manawia as our holy savior. So in 2017,
Did you say what? Your
Our
holy
holy
savior?
for sure,
Did you say holy savior?
our holy savior, because we see ourselves within the president of
In the
Republic
picture of the
Liberia.
president? Is that what you're saying?
100%.
What has this man done that you consider him as a holy savior, man?
Because he continued to teach thousands of young people live within the Republic of Liberia. If you're looking at the past record of the past president, President George Manawia is the only president that have more young people working within government spaces.
You think so? What's about past regimes? You had Charles Taylor, Samuel Kayando, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf as well. You saw other people working, man.
The record is very clear. Just take a look at the very ministry. Today, you can find 27 years old, 30, 28, 7 as minister. But back then, you have to be of 60, 40, or 58 before you become minister. And you have to be someone who have PhD or master.
How do you
degree.
contrast those years, those yesteryears, and today's years? As politics.
Oh, I see today as the best moment within our Liberian politics because President George Manawia
will not actually want to do that. So I believe that my lifestyle as a leader need to be very simple, simplistic to the number and to the code, because I want to have a moment not where young people will feel intimidated to join me in what I am pushing for, but they will see themselves within me.
Olive, what have you benefited from President George Weah?
That is a good question. That is a good question, and I expected that. So, speaking of benefit, right? I don't have to be a direct beneficiary of maybe a personal encounter with George Weah, or maybe being able to have something from his pocket. But if you speak of free education today, you are definitely talking about benefit that Olive Josephine Robertson have reaped from the George Weah-led government. Today in our country, we see opposition, right, saying that the free education is nothing. The free education is a waste and it is not benefiting anybody within this country. That is a mad joke. That is pure hypocrisy, right? You know that? Because if
Olive,
imagine,
let me hold you there. What do you study in school as of now?
So I'm reading economics with
Oh, you are a
emphasis
social
in
scientist.
management.
You're a social scientist.
Of course,
anyway.
of course.
Okay, so no wonder why you have to go this level. So you believe in the ideology of the president. So you believe in realism and idealism in politics?
I do believe in realism. I do believe I do believe in everything. But you know, let's come to this, right? In realism, in life, right? In life, when people see things that are truthful, right? When people see the real things, right, that they should speak to, and then they tend to turn a blind eye, right, to these things. That means that these people are suffering from maybe something like conscience illness, right? These people are not blind to reality, but these people are enemies of progress to the state. Because if you look at a man like George Weah, right, who since he took over has been constructing and building roads, right, within the Republic of Liberia. And today we are seeing the visibility of road construction everywhere, looking at the RIA road and other roads within the 15 political subdivision of this republic. If you look at the aspect of electricity, right, looking at counties, looking at communities, right, in Massarada County that were not able to have access to electricity. And then you see a leader, a president, right, a someone like George Weah taking on the presidency of this nation.
Olive, when did you realize the initiatives of this president we're talking about today?
I realized the initiative of this president not today, not last year, but you know, seeing myself as a young woman, right?
Have you voted before?
I have never voted. This is my
This is the first time. So you how many years now?
Oh wow! I think that discussion we have to.
It should be private, eh? Off the air.
Of course. So
but you appear like a 19 years old girl.
that's what
You 19.
we got to deal with that. We got to deal with that. We got to
Go ahead.
So, you know, let's come to think of this, right? If you say that the regime of George Weah has instilled hardship on the Liberian people, what hardship are you talking about? Because I normally hear opposition saying that, you know, yesterday when they were in power, money was all over the place.
What do you consider as opposition?
Well, that's a clear point. You have Joseph Boga, he is an opposition. You have Alexander Kumi, and you have other people.
Are they not Liberians? Are they not entitled to their rights?
These people are Liberian.
Do you love them? Do you love them?
Entitled to.
Do you love them as a social scientist?
Of course.
Why didn't you support all of them?
You know why?
Excuse me. I'm the custodian of the show, so when I'm speaking, give me a bit of chance, okay? Why didn't you support Alexander Cummings or Joseph Waka or Tiawan Ganglo and the rest of the people we're talking about today?
Thank you for that question. So, you know, everyone in life believe in your philosophy, right? And you know, in life, what you believe in is what you stand for, is what you fight for. You know, Nelson Mandela died for a cause, and that cause was for black and white to have equal freedom, right? You have a man like Martin Luther King Jr., right, who fought for a cause, and that cause was to see the lives of the black being liberated from racism. And you have a young lady like Olive Josephine Robertson, who is also fighting for a cause. And the cause that Olive Josephine Robertson is fighting for is a cause that people within the Republic of Liberia, right, especially the ordinary people, the master's children, can be given equal rights as compared to people who serve themselves as so demagogue.
You should be somebody opting for your own glory because you are an economist, a progressive economist, still studying. to obtain your degree. And perhaps if you graduate here from the university that you attend, you're looking for opportunity from the citizen government. That's why you're pushing all these messages.
You can say that. But
no, not me. But that's why the people will feel out there.
Yeah. So
are you presumptive of what they're thinking about?
No, I'm not thinking about what they are thinking, right? Because what I believe is the Olive Josephine Repression, right? The CDC, if you don't know, the CDC is a party that we can trace to a scenario, right? Let's see Liberia as a firm, right? We see Liberia as a firm in yesterday, few years ago, we saw some people claiming ownership of this firm, right? These people claiming ownership of this firm had laborers on the field, right? Working to ensure that they generate proceeds from the farm, they generate products, harvest from the farm. But when these people started all of that efforts and energy in ensuring that the crops came out well, the owners of the farm, right? After they got the proceeds, after they got the harvest, they went and saw these things, right? And the income was not brought, the wages, right, was not brought and used correctly to the laborers whose energy, whose skills, right, was used. And at the end of the day, these incomes and wages were used to benefit and to enrich the farm owners, right? But then one day the laborers said that we will not always sit here and use our script, use our energy, use our all to ensure that this crop comes up well. And at the end of the day, our bosses, our masters will continue to use us, but we can join hands together. We can support one of our own and find the space where we too can also be owners of farms, where we too will not have to work hard and starve only to ensure that our farm owners or our masters are enriched and living a better life.
Olive, my question I ask: why did you decide as a person to leave the rest of the candidates?
That's why I'm coming. That's why I'm
coming.
That's why I'm coming.
President.
So if you follow the scenario of the farm,
and you are a first time voter. You've been hearing the names of some of these people, especially the former vice president who has worked in this country in the public sector for several years, and he became vice president for 12 years.
Irrespective,
why didn't you give him that recognition?
So irrespective of our political parties, right? Everybody from their own political enrichment and political parties have reasons why they want to become president.
What is the reason
of this republic, right? But I don't share similar philosophy with them, right? I don't share similar mindset with them. But the person I believe that I share similarity with, the person I believe that share the same vision that I share, carry the same vision that I carry, will do what I want them to do for this republic, is judge me. And not because maybe people would say he's from a background that wasn't favorable or suitable back then, but because because this man didn't feel the expectation of the Liberian people to send people to school, free school for 6 years. It's not something so easy that opposition could do in tough years. It's not something so easy that the United Party could do where they now stand up better and made that to scandal opportunities of the Liberian people. And then you want us to trust this young man, this old man who is noted for betrayal in this country, who is in recent time, Yaka Koriba has been crying on him because of the same betrayal. No, we will not do that. This is not the animal farm story. This is not the animal farm story where you
saw boxer and all of them just confusing on the farm.
That is not working in this country.
Are you bringing animal farm story into our 2023 elections?
No, I'm just trying to tell you.
You have to relate that to my best.
I'm just trying to tell you that there is an old man in this country, right, who is noted for betrayal, who is noted to play in the Senate, but he is not a sin, who is noted to acting as if to say he is the right man to lead this country forward into the transformational change that we want to see in this country, but definitely he is not.
Why are you so confident about the president?
I'm so confident about the president because for a man to break the barriers of poverty, to give hope to the
ordinary. You think the poverty has been broken? The barrier has been broken?
Of course.
Well, you have people in around the St. Paul River, you have people in River G, you have people in different parts of the country. They are still hustling to find something for their families.
If you don't know,
what kind of barrier has been broken?
You don't know that the barrier has been broken.
What is that barrier?
So they're in this country for an Olive Josephine Repression to sit on the ELBC radio to discuss politics.
Freedom of speech now. That has been in full swing.
Yesterday in this country, under certain leadership, there was no freedom of speech. You dare not utter a word to the president. But today in this country, you have a man like...
Is that one aspect that you support the president with?
I'm coming there.
Because given this chance to the young people. No, I'm asking you. I have to quiz you. I'm
coming there. So you just gotta relax.
No, I can't relax because I have to quiz you to the Liberian people.
So no problem. So yesterday in this country, there was no freedom of speech. You dare not utter a word. But today you have a man like Yaka Koliba, who is lackadaisical in his speech. You have a man like Yaka Koliba.
He's an honorable man. Please give him that title.
Yeah, but
honorable Yaka Koliba. No, please give me Olive. I give you all.
Yes, he is an honorable man.
Apologize.
So if
say honorable Yaka.
Yaka Koliba.
Thank you so much.
Koliba will never
shake my hand for that.
For
you are
the president of this.
Thank you. You are somebody with questions.
I am. You know the president that I follow, he is a well-respected president.
Sure.
He is a person of integrity, and no matter how Yaka Kodoba, excuse me to say, insult him, insult his wife, his children, his mother, he will never, be
okay, I will come back to you, Olive. Let me go to my brother. You people are so interesting. Yes, okay. You listen to Olive, my dear brother, and as we approach these elections, what are the words? What are the messages going out to your fellow compatriots, to people who are listening to you in your age range? They want to follow the trends that you are following now, but they need that convincement.
All right. So, firstly, we've been encouraging them already. So now something strange. So I think we're just going to re-emphasize on our work, because since we came to existence, we've been from door to door, street to street, house to house, in making sure that the young people of the generation have a better understanding and to support the president re-election. So what we can say to them is, most especially for the outgoing or high school student, I don't think they're going to be ungrateful to the young ones who are in the 9th grade, the 8th grade, the 11th grade. I think so that they can benefit from the president. And I don't think they'll be ungrateful if they have a tour. Maybe they have a trip to go to Ghana and then drive from Portova all the way to the airport. I don't think they'll be ungrateful to that road, because if you look at the size of the road, it's not a road that in Philadelphia or Mexico. It is a road that is in Liberia.
Let's talk about the road a bit. Market women are in the rural parts of Liberia, and their commodities are spoiling. You have their pepper, their bitter ball, generally we call them the garden eggs and other things. And how has the president impacted their lives in that direction?
The president of this country always say one thing, and always emphasize on the people, the interest of the people. And the reason why our mothers and sisters are suffering now because the food or the products are spoiling is because our father gave our school fee to our uncle, and then he ate it. What I'm trying to say is, how your father, my father gave my school fee to my uncle, and then he ate it. And then the next semester, and then he expected me to come and then request my father to give another school fee to him. I can't do that. So they ate our school fees for the last semester. And then we have our uncle now who's struggling at least not to give me another school fee, but himself to go and pay to our various campuses. What I'm trying to say is, President Ellen and that of Joseph Newman Baka, damaged the entire country for 12 years.
Like how?
Just look at 6 years, look at the kind of road that President George Monroe are connecting, and then look at what the president, no disrespect, but look at what she did. It's not really encouraging. We're looking at the Dupont Road, looking at the Somala Drive, we're looking at the Jimmy Carroll and other many roads across Monserrado County, across Nima County, in other nearby counties in Monrovia.
What's
at large?
So, what are the chances of the president's re-election if you were to just look across the country and say, yes, the president will have this victory above his colleagues? What's the chances?
No, number one is for the fact, and it's real that the cities have the young people. And secondly is Liberian people will not be ungrateful to the president development within this republic.
Okay, if I will come back to you, but let me hear from Olive. Olive, the issue about young girls peddling drugs in our country is one thing. I guess you follow most of the events on the radio, both on the radio and that of the newspaper. You read them. What you think the president has done in terms of building that fence between the society that has to do with the damaging of the young people's health and taking it to a very great level? What can you say about that? We're talking about the consumption of narcotic substances in our country by the young people.
I understand.
Okay.
So to speak to that, right? Firstly, I want my listeners, right, to know that the aspect of helping our young brothers and sisters out there who are involved with the intake of harmful substances, right, doesn't only burdens down on the shoulders of the president alone, right? Because today or tomorrow, right, whenever these people take in these substances and the background effect, right, it will not only go to the president, right? You have our homes that needs to be secure. But if these things continues, we will always face intruding into our homes. There will be thieves and on the streets, right? Yeah. People will always arm robbers and take our belongings forcefully. So then this is a wake-up call to us that we shouldn't only sit and say, what is the president doing? But as change makers, as reformers, what are we doing to help the situations? Especially since I'm a young girl, right? He is a young man coming up in the society too. So what are we doing? What is the strategies that we are putting together so that the transformation of Liberia, right, for young people to become better person, right, and especially to eradicate the lifestyle of young people into being, bad or maybe notorious people for society, right? To eradicate that lifestyle and make them to become permanent people like ourselves, right? Even though we are not permanent, but what I'm saying is to think positively, to think in a direction that even though our today is not as we wanted, but there are still better days ahead, right? Life can still become successful for us. We can still become that testimony in our family. So that is why I believe that I formed this thing, right, called Reformers, because we have been trying to ensure that we reach out to people, right? Because first, even if the president put laws, right, that are boundaries, even penalty of death, right, there will still be people to evolve into such aspect of life. But then the change.
Do you see your messages resonating?
Of course, because if you start to appeal to the conscience, to the minds of young people, if somebody want to do something, it first start with the mind, right? It first start with the mind. So just me, I alone, right? By example, as I'm speaking right now, there is a young girl out there who is saying, I can also do what Olive is doing, right? I can also do what Fode is doing. And so,
how convincing are you?
I'm so convinced because I have seen the times without numbers. I'm a young girl, not from a rich background. I don't even have any relatives linked into government offices. I don't even know.
But you want to go in government now.
But that is what the
you want to go in government now. That's why you're pushing the message.
That is what the thing. But what
are you not ready to go to government?
That's what you think. If I were going to government,
if they make one little director, if they make one director somewhere or assistant minister, will you not accept?
If that happens for me, it is a plus, right? And it is a plus in the goodwill of the president and people around the president. But that is
like you are on this platform now. If you were being called, we are in the political time. If you were being called as a very sharp woman like your colleague, and you've been called along with your colleague today to cease fire and support the All-Star of the wagon, what will you do?
Wow, that is a question that even before you
Will you go?
even before you ask that,
Will you go?
I cannot go. You know what? To gamble the future of this country, it's not
So
something.
going to another
Of
president that
course,
be gambling the
that is
future of
gambling the
Nigeria?
future of this country. I will be casting a vote, right? And that little check mark I will be putting on that paper, it constitutes 6 good years of my existence on earth. So come to
But
think
you
of
are a
it.
first-time voter.
That's
You
my-
have you experienced anything like participating in elections?
that is what you will say. But to me,
Why were you confide in just a sitting government as a young woman?
it is not just a second
Why are you,
government.
people?
It is
Are you not?
just a
Are you not
sitting government.
jeopardizing
I
your
con-
future?
I'm not. I'm not.
You think
So
so?
look at me, right? To look at me, Olive Josephine Robinson, supporting a man who has been building free housing unit for poor people in this country, and then you say I'm jeopardizing my right?
That's how people will feel. I'm just asking you.
That is very hilarious, right? That is hilarious because I think any young person out who have eyes to see, who have ears to hear, will want to support the name George Weah, because in him we see real change in this country. In George Weah, we see hope. Do you know what it takes to give hope to somebody? Do you know what it takes to make a mother by rather to feel that he or she can become?
Already you've been promised certain kind of job.
To think that I've been promised a job is
Because he
something
sees
that-
the regalia and you just like talking
You know-
about it and you saying,
I have not been promised a job, but I have been given hope.
but you believe in this government.
I have been given
You
hope.
believe in this government.
That is why I'm telling you, I have been given hope. You know, I have been
I
given
can be very open the lines. How do you understand from the president's messages he's been preaching about peace?
peace. So to speak to peace, right? To speak to the issue of peace, we are still enjoying fragile peace in this country, right? I cannot term it as permanent, but it is somehow fragile, right? And then, 14 good years of stable crisis in this country, right? It's not something to joke with. And in my generation, I am privileged, I am blessed that all through my schooling years in high school, right, our lives were not interfered by the sounds of guns in this country. Unlike other generations who had to experience such a painful and horrible scene in this country, to experience such chaos, right? And terrors in this country, to experience or to witness the share of blood, right? To experience or to witness the witness people being amputated in this country. That is a sin I don't pray for in this country. Even though the people from the other side want to instigate and cause chaos in this country, because they know that George Weah is the right man, and under the regime of George Weah, we have seen real stability of peace. We have seen what it takes to be a real
Okay, Olive.
time leader.
Olive. Do you want to? Olive, we already have Councillor Kanyo Bala as the national chairperson, as spokesperson for the campaign. So I don't know the way you're speaking now. Maybe you will come from the youth angle.
Oh, no.
So now we will open the lines and hear from the public. It's 080-514-096, 080-514-096, 077-5978-530, 077-5978-530, or 080-514-096. You can call us and let's talk the talk right here. We're on the Bumper Show this afternoon. Having with me in studio this afternoon, two person from
From you.
you sure you heard her group name and they are my guests this afternoon, so perhaps you have some questions you want to ask them, so we will go to the line and hear from this person. Good afternoon caller. Okay, we lost this person. 080-514-096. Good afternoon. Hello sir, how you doing?
Thank you. Okay, I'm just sitting back. My name is Mariki Juku, calling from Panelsville. I'm sitting by and enjoying video there.
Let's hear you
You know,
quickly.
there is so much for us to re-elect this president for. So I just want to say thank myself that here in Panelsville, I got a team comprised of 100 plus people, first time voter, that we are working together, even though we are not on the international scene. So I hope she can give me her number so we can work together.
Okay, she will do that later. Okay, let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm okay. Marvelous joining from Dupuru.
Marvelous. Let's hear you. Marvelous.
Yes.
Let's hear you.
Okay, Olive. My question to Olive this afternoon, you said this president is a good president ever that you are seeing in Liberian history. And with due respect to the issue of Minister McGilvey sanction in the president office, leaving as president for international community to sit out and see what's happening in his office. Was he not working actively in office or what? What can you tell me about that?
Anyway, she will speak to that. But I don't want us to involve our sanctioned officials of government, of course, because listen, it was the U.S. government that did what they had to do, not the Liberian government. The president, okay, but she will speak to that. But it's not the government that sanctioned them, okay? And they've been found guilty of the crime leveled against them. They are yet to go to investigations. Okay, let's talk to this person. Good afternoon. 0880514-096. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Lawrence Stewart, and good afternoon to our dear guests.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
My name is David Paragonise, and I joined this conversation at the headquarters of the CDC on the Blackberry Avenue in Toho community.
Okay, brother. Let's hear you.
Let me say to this: the first time voters in studio, let me listen to all this. The first time voters of the country are resolved because most of them are coming from high school. Most of them benefited the vast payments from the president of the Republic of Nigeria, and as most of them go to public university today, they would benefit the creation policy of this government. So their decision to support the president's second term is a decision that is totally and unbending, and they stay at the basic. All of them to family, they are resolved. The opposition do not mean well for them. Their future, they do not see their future in the opposition. Their only future and the only way, the only redemption they see is in President George Manamuya and after this why you see them. They are very robust in supporting this regime. Thank you for affording me the opportunity.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm good.
Go ahead.
Yes, some of my school are called Ghana's.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I follow the discussion. They are doing well, and it's good to be real. They are benefiting. What they are benefiting from, it is good to be appreciated. You see, like those guys who always say the free tuition is not good for us. No. You got a lot of our brothers and sisters who are benefiting at the level of university. So the enrollment rate is very high than yesterday. You have people yesterday going to various ministry and agencies begging people as well for our girls' students. They are being abused for education purposes. And they never heard from people. Even the wild things today, the president is paying. You have our sister abused going to people they have to pay wild fees. They are no longer going there. You have people demonstrating in the temple for tuition. But today, they are not facing such a problem. Today, you have people living with plenty.
Okay, please, quickly, just conclude. Others are on the line.
Yeah, thank you very much. The issue of electricity are expanding. The issue of the university have been digital. We have proper system there today that today you stay anywhere and do your courses in a way.
Okay.
There's an improvement in the system.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Hello, Carl. How you doing?
I'm okay, though. Thank God. How are you?
I'm okay. What's your name?
This is Mr. Anthony SBS calling from New Zone Community.
Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, let me say a very big thank you to my daughter. But my question was, is politics really because I listened to one of the president or somebody want to be president that motivated the education, those are graduating son, sister up to the son. They can't read and write. It's what he was saying this morning. So I want to ask my daughter all this, whether they can completely read and write and see development in your way of God. Thank you.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Someone I'm calling from Poland.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, I just want to tell my sister. I just want to give us common power. The water from Cremoy on will go. All that talking she's talking on the radio, she wouldn't donate to seek power, that's all.
See,
But she needed,
but she's not opting for power. She's a student.
Yes. You will never touch it down and bring us and disgracing my brother.
But she's a first-time voter. She hasn't voted. This is the first time to participate in October.
Yeah. I know what she's saying and I know what she's driving at.
So what she driving at? What can you assume?
We the Liberians
What is Olive driving at?
Only driving to get power. That's what
kind of power?
You should not be asking me because she knows.
Okay. Asking you now, so you don't answer. Hello. Hello. Hello, fellow citizen. You very live across the world.
There is so much calling from the Chikoma resident from Banga.
Oh, you call it from a county, Banga?
Yeah.
It raining there?
No.
Oh, I know Banga, that sunshine area.
Yeah, but the rain is about 4 is
no, yeah, like go for the rain for the evening hour. When you feel eating your toboggy or your beans,
the SKD boy.
Go ahead. I have for SKD from Phoebe.
Okay. Let me first of all, I would like to tell this thing is still still for now. According to Prime Galido, the way they're speaking, it reminds me of the typical citizens. Why opposition don't want to say about citizen is that citizen is a religion. The people believe now is far off from a political party. The people believe in that party. So we're going to examine when we come back, our brain began wise and we began knowledgeable to debate the issue when it near Iraq. So I would like to thank them. Let me tell you, if you do your mathematics, because we are beginning when you do your mathematics for the 6 years, people that was here have been paid. You be somewhere around 250,000, around 300,000. Then they go back. The first of it time for 12 they'll be going to do testing that person 80 for the phones. And the money was sent to that account. Some people are getting $150, some people are getting $200 to go and do after that they should pay their way. Look, I was not get anything to say. So we'll continue to preach this message till we see the end. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, let's hear you.
Yes, this is Isalomaki calling from Banga. You know, I heard one of the callers talking about the girls trying to look for jobs, this and that. You know, Liberians, most of the Liberians, they are blind into the society. Because if you look at 2 years, the government, the past government went for 2 years. Somebody went for me. What are on top of my door we are in the government? The men are calculating 5.5 years because Corona came. The job what the man was to do, the Corona came and destroyed more things. And now from that time, after the Corona war, from that time up to now, what the men doing? I for Lopa, what they want to ask, I told one of the journalists from CFBC, I want you to ask a question to the people that are supporting my uncle from Lopa. The man was back for 2 years. People say the men are back and you can't do anything. After 2017, from that up to now, what the project you honestly in Lopa? I was talking about home. So we have sent 7 bottles of beans.
Okay.
In Lopa, from our born home. So that's why I was telling the people, you are the man. Why you did? So if somebody can look at the man and say not doing nothing, that person is blind.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's talk to this caller. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Melvin. This is Jala Grayfield.
Oh, Jala Grayfield.
And I should have been on the show with Ms. Robertson, but due to some assignment, I cannot be there today. But listen, a caller called earlier and asked a question based on Dr. Monba's session this morning on Summer Joy Show, where he said that these GCA students cannot read, they cannot write. That's what was said, right? Now, if that man who asked that question is sincere to himself and sincere to this country, he would not be saying what he's saying. Based on the fact that Ms. Robertson, who sits on our radio right now, the way she articulates, that girl is just around 18 years old or high school, she's in college now, or some student at one of the universities here. If that amount of said to me that these students cannot articulate, cannot write, cannot read, then it is a big lie. Secondly, on his administration, when you serve at the Minister of State, when Madam Sally was here, Madam Sally described the education system as a mess. And as a mess, what happened? She dispatched the former education minister, George Wender, to go to the Southeast. And when we went to the Southeast, they went to Sano County. 3 children was on that trip, and that other Julius Jerry all went. They saw sheep and goats in the same place where the children can sit and learn. What happened? Then in the morning, the children go to the sheep place. In the night, the sheep and goats go to sleep. After 12 years, nothing changed in those areas. As for in the Southeast, what has happened on the Georgia administration? As we speak, Dr. Sodin tells us, education minister, he tells us that there are schools in building all counties in this country. So how do we just oppose that? They come with flips and snowsets and come with all numbers and cities is not happening and not happening. He said that our children are dull, they cannot read and write. My daughter graduated from high school, she's an eloquent, my son is graduating from high school this year. So you shouldn't just put dark cloud on the student populace. There are some people who have challenges. They may not be studious, but on the upper level, there are students who went to school to learn good book. Our children. It's evident of the fact that Ms. Robertson, who sits there, at age 18, she's almost at my daughter's age. You understand? You're gonna come and cast a dark cloud on everybody. Then one man come and say, they may say I can't read and read, the children don't, they can't read. What kind of man is that? Thank you, man.
Thank you, Jala Griffith. Of course. Okay. 08. We will take few more calls, then we'll go back to our. Okay. Can we address some of the concerns? Then we will open the line for the next 15 minutes because there are a lot of people who are really interested in your conversation this afternoon. So can you people address? Okay.
I think one of the callers spoke of the former Minister McGill situation. Yeah, and I think try saying why should he be in the precedence of his, and then he was sanctioned, right? But then, as he rightly said, it is not the Liberian government that sanctioned, Minister McGill, former Minister McGill. So how then do you reconcile the sanction of the USA, of the United States government, to that of the Liberian government, right? The people, the US government sanctioned a minister, right, within Liberia. So let them go on with the fact findings, right, and tell us where this leader had gone wrong. But with President Weah, he didn't see such things, right? So people came out and said this man is form of corruption, right? This man is this man is that. But again, if someone is sanctioned in a country, that doesn't take away his constitutional rights, right? Because in this country, most often in our normal conversation, we hear people saying the man is sanctioned and he's even contesting for public office. Who told you, or who tell you that if another country places sanction on someone, then that means that person in his or her own country does not have the right to participate into whatsoever thing in their country. That is wrong. That is not the meaning of sanction. Sanction, okay, my country found you guilty of this, or my country notice that you are involved with this, so because of that, you cannot come to us. You are not allowed in my place. But it doesn't mean that you are not allowed to become who you want to become in your country. No, that is not it. So people have to, I think people need to take that dictionaries, right? People need to read more, because, this is one of the things that is affecting us in this country. People don't have knowledge on certain things, but only because, that, let me just say the society is gullible, right? People believe things, right? As soon as you hear it, you believe it. You don't even care to digest it, to even do your own research to know what is right, what is wrong. But because the society is full of disinformation and misinformation, and everyone is gullible to accepting and believing whatsoever they hear, only because everybody wants to become an intellectual in this country, so people will just sit around and talk things. But I believe that if he was reading and he knew actually what is sanction and how it relates to it coming from another country and coming from within the country you reside, I don't think he would have even asked that question. But anyway,
a lot of commendations are coming. Let's hear from our brother.
Yeah. So me say thank you once again, and thank you to our listeners. The saying I say is, when you live in the water, irreversibly say come to you holy. These people already lost hope. They got nothing to depend on again. So they just talk every day without any understanding. They don't have nothing to prove to the Liberian people anymore, because you can serve the country for 12 good years and then you still struggling to convince Liberian people to vote for you. No, that cannot be something. I think the joking with this, the joking in the country. Seriously, I can serve as vice president in this country for 12 years and then I still be begging people to support me. No. And then the same man came back and said he's squandered a lot of opportunity, and then he think young men like me were president George Mana, we are paying my was fee while I now graduate from 12th grade and then trying to go to the university. Then I hear that English squander, then I'll look at that same person again to vote for them. No, we can't do that. And the reason why the president is paying everybody.
Are you frustrated over the squandering of opportunities?
I'm more than the one frustrated. I feel hurt. You
think your life was being downplayed?
It was damaged. The damage of the young people. If you listen to that interview, he said, the young people are beyond President. If we're going to pull our opportunity to use this, but now they are not there. But then we're finna getting the people back. And I think I don't know whether Liberian people can really listen to information or read newspaper or listen to news. The man said, if we could have done what we're supposed to do, but then these young people that are beyond President George Mara, now they are not going to be there. So for that reason alone, I cannot, be embraced.
Are you not? Are you assured of your message going across the country that other young people can really follow you?
Our messages have been very clear. As reformers, and one thing the public should know that, or the people from the other side, I want them to understand is we are just an auxiliary under the youth league. So if an auxiliary under the youth league can be a bigger. Bigger picture or very large, and then when you would talk about the party mainstream, so these people are nothing to CDC. When it comes to politics,
are you people really recognized by the national chairman, Morwan Molo, or other top officials of the CDC?
So speaking of recognition, right? Yeah, obviously, right? We are recognized. We are a registered auxiliary under the auxiliary network, and then also an auxiliary under the Revolutionary National Youth League. But then again, I don't think to support George Weah, right? Yeah, I don't think I'll support to a man like George Weah, right? Who, after our lives where our opportunities were being squandered in this country, who, after what belongs to us, right? What could have been given to us. Imagine if the past Ellen Johnson Sirleaf regime who have provided free education, or let's take it back to the days of Joseph Jiggin Rabo in this country, right? If there were free tuition policy within the Republic of Liberia, come to think of it, do you know how many marketers in this country who have been a PhD holders? Do you know how many individuals in this country who have been walking around with master degrees, with bachelor degrees, and there would have been no need for a certain president to say that the education system in Liberia is a mess. There would have been no need for that.
Since 1847, Liberia got our independence
Sure.
from the ACS.
Sure.
That's the American Colonization Society. And we haven't had this thing about drugs law being applicable
Hmm.
now.
But of recent,
Yeah,
of recent,
I want you to speak to that.
of course, of recent, there was the strong law, right? That has been enacted, right, into the already existing ones, right?
Has the president scored another mark in terms
Of
of
course.
turning this thing into hand bill?
Of course. That is a plus for his government, because other government people were just, in this country, we are good at talking, right? We will talk, yeah, we will do this, we will do that, but wanting to do this and already doing this is a two different things that you need to understand. To want to do this, you are speaking about the future. But the president, if there is anything I know about George Weah, I have not had the opportunity to sit with him, even though other people are saying Olive wants to come to permanence, Olive wants to come to relevance, Olive wants power. But yeah, fine, they can say that. But I believe that if I am seeing reality, I am seeing truth, right? And I am seeing a man who is putting into place proper mechanism of materialism. You don't expect me to sit and be a spectator to such a huge impact to society. Obviously, you expect me as a young woman, especially a person who believe in change, and a person who believe in seeing this country being transformed.
Let's take our final bite of
following that leader. So to think that Olive needs power or Olive want to come, if I come to power, what's the big deal with that? What's the big deal, right? I'm a young woman, and I believe that there is a responsibility on my shoulder, because I believe that within me there are thousands of Olive that can rediscover themselves in society. So what is the big deal if I come to relevance? So, but anyway, again, I don't blame them, because in this country we have certain people with the capitalist mindset, right? We have certain people who feel that certain people should be inferior to them. We have certain people who believe that leadership in this country is that birthright and they were born with it. But I have good news for them. I definitely have good news for them. They should be thankful that at least they tested 12 years in this country. But since they left power, they should never. And maybe it wouldn't be in their dreams that they will ever come back to power in this country.
Olive, let's take our final batch of callers, and we will conclude with you people, and we'll start another discussion. 080-514-096, 077-5978-530, or 0778-501497, 0778-501497, or 0880-514-096. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm okay, sir.
Yeah, I'm the person that I asked whether all they can read and write, and my partner already answered the question for me that I greatly Anthony said. My reason about this is that the mother was disgracing himself, and then he disgraced the education system. That's the reason I asked that question. But my daughter speaking, somebody from Harvard University or guy from Harvard University.
Yeah, we got Harvard University. So in this place, we got Katito, we got University of Liberia, we got EMS. Yeah, these are universities.
Thank God, I was so glad. I didn't need to disgrace my daughter, but somebody from America.
All right, thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Let's hear you.
My Secretary General of the National Reform. I want to see this moment to thank my leaders, especially my powerful journalist, my country Robert, and also my former who have been on Chairman Place and the Police of Mara. I listen to that intervention after I believe, and after I expected that, because I know that they are intellectual ability. So thank you all so much. Like we said earlier, our message, our recognition. We are in the 17th issue of Colorado, and we are happy to go in other counties, especially in the counties.
Okay. Thank you. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Charles Kane. I'm calling from Tuporo this evening.
Okay, Charles.
I listened to Olive, and she spoke well. and I really admire her so much. But let me come to the issue. But the name George Weah is a different name. Hello?
Please go ahead.
Yeah. George Weah came to power not only by himself but by the people. The people brought him to power. So, in doing this and imparting life, so you cannot sit and say that he must die before you give him the flower. Yeah, so I appreciate what he's doing. He's doing his best. Joseph Makai shot himself in the leg.
Do you support the ideology of Olive and her colleagues?
Yeah, I'm supporting that.
Okay, Chief.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. So I hope you guys will support for them too, because they are opting for support. You there? You go? You run away?
No, I'm there. I'm here.
Yeah. So I'm saying I hope you guys can support for them all, because they want support. Oh.
No problem.
Okay. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for. Okay, Chief. 080514096 077850147 or 080514096. You know, I supposed to have led them to go at 5 o'clock, but you know there are some issues they expressing, and the people are interested in them. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm Patricia Mania from Bajefante District.
Okay, let's hear you, Patricia.
Yes, I want to congratulate my chair, my hard working chair for her good statement. So, yeah, I want to say, I encourage you. This says that you are better when I just see it. It says that your starting point, but I want to see you more than that. Thank you for convincing your opposition and encouraging us as a youth to be able to vote for our president, George Mania Weah. I want to say you are welcome.
Thank you. 080514096. The conversation is interesting so much, so we will keep talking to some of the callers. Let's hear you. Good afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Sam from Moscow.
Let's hear you for Ghana's view.
Yeah, I want to address the issue of the sanction. The issue of the sanction, while it is true America is a bigger country out of the Liberia, the sanction Liberia, American law is different from Liberia law. A sanction is an allegation. Yesterday, Chris Smith, a representative of America, a congressman, were on the media accusing the Swedish government and the Liberian government for issue of corruption. You are asking for the issue of evidence itself, we should investigate. You come to allegation in telling all the investigation, produce evidence. The Liberian official that was sanctioned, they look at how the American gathered the evidence in that document if you read it. They say they gathered the evidence from print media, electronic media, social media, and interviewing individuals. For us, we Liberians, majority of our guys perception already that once they are government official, you see, there was some process of development, it means you have corrupt that perception. So if someone come to me and ask me, ask the person, they are accusing they are corrupt, there's no evidence.
Okay. So we should wait on. So you're telling us, you're telling the people to wait on the government of America, right? Huh?
Yeah, America should produce the evidence for example.
Okay.
America should produce the evidence against those people. And another issue.
No, listen, we're not going that level. I beg you, we're not going that level. Those are state people. We got to give them. Please, we're not discussing them in the media. Please, I beg your pardon. These are legal-minded people. We got to be careful, okay? Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon. Hello, how you doing?
I'm okay.
We are okay. What's your name? Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah, I want to give down Lady in studio. All the blessing right now, my son. Only the better mother that is falling. You have spoken well, little sister. Speak. Let your little sister follow your footsteps. want for you to speak. You have blown the cloud of Mama Liberia, my child. Thank you for your speaking studio. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Patrick on fire. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, hello. This is Professor Sole, Minister of Education.
Oh, the Minister of Education. I met you at Philadelphia on Sunday, Minister. How you doing?
Yeah, thank you very much. I just want to commend Olive and the other gentlemen in studio. I felt sad this morning when one of our esteemed educated people on public radio said that students were graduating from high school and they couldn't read or write. I just wanted to know where he got his data from, because I'm the Minister of Education. The fact that we do not have the same classrooms as the United States or other countries does not suggest that students are coming out of high school who cannot read or write. Listen to the two young folks in the studio. I don't know where they came from, but they are speaking. Apparently, I think they can read and write. I don't know where Dr. Moliver's calculation is coming from. So we can't hate our country so much until we want to disparage it. It's not fair. This morning he also said 4,000 plus 400,000 plus teachers or teachers are not taking pay for more than 4 months. That is not true. Why would a responsible person say that? That's incorrect. As I'm speaking, if teachers didn't take pay for 4 months, is this the country would be having? We wouldn't have it here. Now it's all over the place. That doesn't make sense. I just want to appeal to us Liberians who know a little better and want to be speaking to the consciousness of the young people coming behind us. The fact that we don't agree with each other does not suggest that the country is still not the denominator. We need to respect it. What this government has done, as far as education is concerned, she listening has sent students to Morocco, to China, to the United States, to India, to Abidjan, and they come back with flying colors. If they couldn't read or write, that would not have happened. Thank you, Olive. I want to congratulate you. Keep it up. If somebody say you're looking for power at 18 years old, that's fine. That's their business. Let's go right ahead. God bless you so very
Thank you so much, Minister Sonny. Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Yes, let's hear you.
This is Saloma Pigu. I call you back because this topic is important, and I just want to encourage my daughter in studio to encourage the other younger one that coming up, so that we can support Dawia to develop this country. Because I'm looking at the plan of Dawia is for the incoming generation. Dawia now doing the work for himself. He want to do it for the generation that will come after us. So I really appreciate that girl to encourage her son, those that are interested in the topic, so that they can support her and everybody to come together that day to get the power to Dawia. Thank you.
Thank you. We can take okay, let's take this person that will tell you the okay. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, what is the name, please?
I'm Naomi Vivian Ogun, coming from the region.
Yeah, Naomi, let's hear you.
Yeah, always, we say I appreciate you a lot. Those people who are speaking, they're just speaking because they want to be power, greed, and then always be joyful, like say they're born with silver spoons. We are quite self-focused. We know what President Weah will do for us. And he will do it not only for us, but this country. So we, Liberians, we need to open our eyes, mostly the youth, before he again. And he will be our president.
Thank you so much, Naomi. Okay. Thank you, Naomi. Hello. Hello, how you doing?
My name is Corporal Kamara. I call from the GSO.
Okay, man, let's hear you.
So, I want to commend my colleagues in studio there. The problem about us in Liberia, or when you feel that you are supporting someone and supporting that, does that mean that they don't love the country? The difference between you and that person is like you supporting that particular leader ideology and the person doesn't go down, their ideology doesn't go down with that person. So we are young people now. Stop. Don't try not to confuse each other. We are supporting a leader who you see that their ideology is better than this. You think that's the best way the country can be moved forward. I don't want we young just for our friends who are not there where we are sitting, who don't have the capacity or the financial strength or the logistic power to reach where we are.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we can take 4 more calls. Then from there we will get to our guests and just conclude the discussion. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm Amos Johnson, calling from Upper Street, Upper City, Unity Party headquarters. Actually, I'm actually a lead of my police in studio. Based on their Senate deliberation, I'm now started to become a citizen just by their deliberation.
Excuse me. You say you're calling from where? Unity Party headquarters?
Upper City, Unity Party headquarters, Upper Street.
What are you doing there? There where you live?
I live there.
Okay.
I've been meeting the Unity Party ideology, but based on the Senate deliberation that I am listening to my police studio, I don't belong a man to support the re-election of President George.
So you relinquish your affiliation with the Unity Party as we speak? That's what you're saying? Are you a joking person?
Absolutely, because for the past while, all my colleagues are telling studio, I think President George we are going to leave. The Unity Party government for 12 years.
Are you not carrying sorrow to the party, the Unity Party? Now you just in a moment you have turned around.
No, actually I'm my mind to turn around because what I'm seeing just based on the campaign team, the campaign for the Unity Party, you cannot find a young president. This young president on that list is 43 years of age. That is the same thing in their 12th year. So they are bringing the same thing again. So that is why, based on what my colleagues are saying, studio, I'm made up my mind. I will support the president in re-election for October 2023. Thank you for it.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let's hear you quickly.
Thank you. My name is Paul. Look, I don't know what people talk about the young people or first-time voter to vote for Ambassador President William. Look, the young people are the most victim of this government wickedness against the country. Look, you want to talk about education? The education system under this president is worse. Let's talk about the public sector. The public sector is a mess.
Excuse me, sir.
No education. Nobody teaching anybody here.
Chief, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay. Are you getting me now?
I'm getting you.
When you talk about mess, what are you portraying?
For example, teachers do not get simple teaching material, instructional material, like, crayon, even in the classes. These teachers do not even come to class.
Are you aware of Liberia's OH problem?
It's not for OH problem, so nobody should be boasting about.
Do you think that the OH problem can be resolved just in a moment?
President, we are not even making a step to be resolved.
Okay, Chief, thank you. We're not questioning each other. Thank you, yeah? Thank you. Okay, Chief, thank you so much. We appreciate you. You are a Liberian. Your patriotism is something of worthlessness. Okay, so thank you so much. Yeah, you're gone. I'll be pulling you off. Thank you. You spoke already. Hello. Hello. We can take two more, then we'll leave it, then we'll talk to our guests and we'll go. Hello.
Yes, good evening, ERPC, and good evening to the people of Bureau.
Yes, good evening to you too, from wherever you are.
Yes, thank you so much for the program this afternoon on ERPC Radio. My name is Ashley James Colley Jr., and I joined this conversation from Banga County this afternoon.
Let's hear you from Banga.
Yeah, thank you. I believe in this country, the best president we have ever had in this country is President George Manuel. If we want the continuation of scholarship being paid in the country, and I believe that we should really let the president of this country, because if scholarship in this country have been a problem in this country for students, to come from school and having money to go and pay to university was a very tough time in this country for students. Okay. If the president has come and taken a priority from parents' head, and I believe that the president deserves a re-election. So I want to say thank you so much and kudos to the president. Keep on your good work. We will let the next time. Thank you.
Thank you. One more, the last caller. Hello. Hello, how you doing? Let's hear you.
I don't tell my discussion.
Hey, thank you. I don't know. Hey, my guests want to go now, yeah? Hello.
Good evening.
Hello, Mama.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, let's hear you, yeah?
Okay, my name is Mike Jackson. I call you from Cardwell. So, my brother, I attended one meeting with somebody from the Ministry of Education, 18th seminar meeting. It is the thing all the time, they give scholarship there. So the minister attended the program. And in a program, I think I want to say to the minister, he said there are over 500,000 kids around the country out of school. So there's few scholarships. They will go president, we are for it. So the young people, the motivated of president, we are looking at ability to lead the country here. Young people are the motivated. There's no job. You go in our school, nobody monitoring. They end of the deal.
What kind of job you want? What kind of job you want? What kind of job do you want to be in this government?
I don't want to work in government. I want company to come so that I can work.
You don't want to work in government, but you want company to come. So you contradicting the entire thing here, brother. Liberia is for all of us. Listen, give me a chance now. If the president brings in... Okay, go ahead, Chief.
Yeah. So if company come to go who educated they can get job. Or let's come back to the school. My brother, the DO, you can't see that nobody monitoring anybody in the school system. I want to system are met. High school and hiring high school graduates.
Who pronounce a message system? Who pronounce a message system? When did you understand the word mess in education? When did you realize such? Was it in this regime? He gone. A money finish. Hello.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
How you doing?
Yeah. I'm Gary S. We are speaking for Sweden today.
Zwedu, let's hear you. You're the last person. I will not take any call because our guests need to go. Please go ahead quickly.
Thank you very much. Judge Ria is the only best president for the country. We did well, but the only problem where we have problem is Ministry of Health. At least they should be able to work in line with Judge Ria. That's the only way we have little problem. Yeah, Ministry of Health is now improving. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we stopped right there and go to our guests. Let me start from benevolence. You heard the callers. Just finally, because all of the callers are just commending you people. Finally.
All right. So once again, let me say thank you ever so much for hosting us in the studio today. And let me say a salutation to my powerful chair, Lele Madam Olive Josephine Robertson, and our father, mentor, teacher, Mr. Emmanuel Moma Johnson, Papa Nito for short, and to all of the listeners across Mosorado County and Labrador at large. You know, like I already told people that, the opposition, as for me, I do believe that there's no opposition in Labrador. They are only passed by politicians. So I don't really think of them.
Consider them as passed by politicians.
Passed by politicians.
They're looking at Christmas lights. That's what you're saying.
They are passed by politicians. You're popping, and then they just go off. So I don't really consider them. So let me say thank you to our president for his continued development and effort to Liberia, and I want to encourage all of our peers, the youth of this country, that we have to see reason in re-electing the president, not only to re-elect the president, but on the first ballot. And also
first round.
You
think it's possible?
If there's any war bigger than first one, we'll use that war, because we believe that we'll win on the first ballot before 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock election will be done in this country. And I want to recommend to my powerful chair that I think we need to stop. We need to start including the old people. We need to reform the old people, because I think they give you a headache. You can be reforming the young people, then the old people don't understand that we expect them to know better, and then they come around, tell you something that it's not necessary. So I think we need to open up another group where we'll be reforming the old people that Joseph Braga to reform me, people that
your uncle.
Yeah, my uncle from the other side. So I really have interest in my uncle when it comes to politics. I believe in President George Moran, because I see my future within the CDC, not just where we are today, but 2029, 2035.
Two terms.
Yeah,
2 terms for the president.
Yeah,
that's our constitutional mandate.
I said not only President George Moran in 2023, but
you want like you eyeing a revision of the constitution again.
I'm not saying that he should.
You want to go for 3 terms.
I said even after President George Moran 2023, we will come 2029, 2035, and
you want the CDC to live on.
CDC to live on, so that at least the young people, the disabled and other people in this country at least can benefit from the CDC.
Okay, you say your full name again?
My name is Fole Benifone Kamara, Fire Chair for Mobilization of the National Reform Youth CDC.
Thank you. Let me hear from the chair. Olive?
Okay, so I'd like to say thanks again for this glorious opportunity, and to our listeners for following this important conversation, dialogue, and interaction. And I also like to extend my revolutionary salutations and greetings to my own daddy, a man who once upon a time rescued me when I felt that life was meaningless, life was worthless, coming from Maryland County, enduring into...
Are you from Maryland?
I'm from Maryland County, Pliwo Southern District.
You're from the Speaker's District?
Of course.
Speaker Buffer Chambers?
Of course. Coming from Maryland County, coming here, it is not something so easy and simple as people think it is. Coming into this time with no really immediate relatives, even though they are family members, but you don't have such such relationship with them. Yeah, it's not easy, but at least because of the CDC today, Olive Josephine Robertson, who once slept on market tables to survive, Olive Josephine Robertson, who once suffered, at least couldn't even afford to eat twice a day, can at least have a meal. It is something to be grateful for, and it is because of a man called Emmanuel Moma Johnson, the youth league chairperson of the CDC. These are not stories.
Is that your father?
These are not stories that
is that your father?
No, he's not my biological father, but I call him my father because if such a young man, right, will see a young girl like me, unlike other people who out there,
it's my good friend in a way.
To take advantage of the situation because they feel you are vulnerable to society, and especially coming out to being a girl and maybe you have a beautiful face, people are not really interested in your story. Some people just want to take advantage to pass, but he is a young man who I met, and I can say that from the day I met him, at least life gave another reason to keep on moving, to keep on existing. So I want to say this.
You speak in parable. What are you saying here?
If I say life is, if
Everything is
has
okay.
given me. No, it's not everything is okay, but at least today I'm grateful that I can see myself as a human being.
As a human being.
That I believe that I have a future. Yes. So I want to say this to the young people and the old folks out there, right? When Martin Luther King Jr. said our lives have been, shadows in the chains of discrimination and the manacles of segregation, it isn't something that he was just saying that, because he wanted to say words. But I mean, this is something that was going to relate to the actuality of Liberia politics one day. Because in common sense, if you see a man like George Weah becoming president of this republic, that alone is.
You want to end the show? Just tell me.
No, I'm ending. No, I'm coming.
No, move up the 6 o'clock now.
That alone is a hope for young people. So I don't want young people out there who feel that maybe their life is somehow difficult and there is no need to push forward, to sit back and say politics is not my thing. No, because if you say politics is not your thing, then you will be returning Liberia to the old days where you young people will only be noted for to say the young people should sit back, let the others go in and discuss and decide, and we will bring the result to them. No, we don't want that Liberia. We want the Liberia that George Weah is giving us. That Liberia where the president will sit on the right and another young woman like Olive Josephine Robertson or other young people in society will sit on the left and together on a round table where they can both contribute their ideas to pen it to paper and see how best they can fast forward the development, the infrastructure, the stability, the economic growth of this country called Liberia. So
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm Olive Josephine Robertson, once again, chairperson of the National Reform Youth of CDC, the reincarnation of Muna Payne. Thank you.
Your whole resume built up. Well, that's it. That's all the time I have with these distinguished young people. They come from an auxiliary group in support of President George Weah's re-elections in 2023. That's October. So that's all the time I had to be with them on this edition of the Bumper Show. So we're taking this breather and we come back and we open the telephone line, then we discuss some national issues. There are issues surrounding us across Liberia. We need to speak about them. I know you want to speak about them. We're talking about health, we're talking about education, we're talking about security, we're talking about agriculture, then we talk about peace. What else we need to talk about as a people, as a nation? Let's have a great time together, Liberia.